Welcome back to the TNT show. It's your host, Tyler. Tavius is on vacation. It's also his birthday week, so I just want to give him a shout out. Happy birthday. We're just going to jump straight into this, starting off NFL week 14. It's a little behind. We kind of forgot to run it, so I'm going to run it solo. So let's just jump straight into this. I'm going to go through every game. So we're going to start off Thursday night at Green Bay and the Detroit Lions. Pretty good game. When it's coming down to it, the Lions are just finding a way to win. In my opinion, they are the best team in the NFL. They've showed that they have what it takes. They are banged up defensively, so hopefully that will not come back to bite them. I know they've made some moves. They've signed some guys just in case. But I know that some people are coming back healthier, so they just need to get healthy towards the stretch, and I think that they're going to make that Super Bowl run. So we got Sunday, the games we had were the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans. Again, both teams just necessarily not playing to their full potential. Titans, obviously they need a lot of help, especially in the quarterback department. So Jacksonville, I think they just need a reset. I think they got to move on from some people. Trevor Lawrence has got to, get back healthy. That wasn't his problem, but he stays healthy. They make a few moves in this offseason. I think the Jaguars can get back to where they were. Same with the Titans. They got kind of the short end of the stick. Sometimes it just doesn't always work out with who you want. They gave Will Levis a shot, so I think he's pretty much shown you all you need to see, in my opinion. I think it's time to move on from him and get. It's just a tough situation because you do have to make the right decision. And as far as the Titans go, I'm not really sure who that guy is, to be 100% honest. Let's jump to the Jets and the Dolphins. This game went into overtime. The Jets had a chance to win this game. So it's the writing's on the wall for the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers has got to go. He's pretty much got your coach fired. He brought in all these demands of he wanted his guys. It's practically his team, and they are 3-10. So the Dolphins are making a run. They could slip into the playoffs, and that's crazy to think sitting here when they were without Tua. They were a very bad team. And to think that they do have a shot to make the wild card is crazy. But they're playing pretty good. They're kind of back to where they were. They're firing on all cylinders. Everybody's playing good. Tyreek's been playing a lot better. Their run game's pretty good. Tua's been playing very well. So I'm kind of shocked to sit here and looking at this, thinking that they could make a run at the playoffs. That's crazy, but hats off to them. They've bounced back from, potentially Tua never playing again to maybe making a playoff run. The Falcons and the Vikings. Again, Falcons, I'm not sure what's happening in Atlanta. It's Kirk Cousins. He hasn't thrown a touchdown in I couldn't tell you how long. He's thrown a lot of picks. Let's actually look at that. Let me see if it'll tell me. It's something crazy. Sam Darnold had a heck of a day. He threw 5 touchdowns. That's been a career high of 350 yards. So Justin Jefferson had a day. Jordan Addison had a day. I think the biggest question in the Vikings locker room is what happens with J.J. McCarthy. Do you just roll Sam Darnold, especially if they make the playoff push? I mean, they're going to make the playoffs. So say they make a Super Bowl run. Do you roll Sam Darnold? I feel like that's not a going to be an easy conversation by any means. By any means, because I mean, based off what we've seen, if you can make the Super Bowl, you get paid. So I'm not saying that they are going to make the Super Bowl, but they have played. They've been winning games. At the end of the day, they've only lost 2 games. They bounced back. They're spreading the ball around more. I think they're getting a little bit more healthy. So the Vikings are a really good football team if they get rolling. So but back to the Falcons. As far as the Falcons go, they got a big decision to make. I mean, it's probably not an easy decision because you gave Kirk Cousins all that money. You're not putting him on the bench. That just it is what it is. You just got to roll with it. And kind of just get over it. Maybe you shouldn't have paid him all this money. Maybe you should have brought him in on a 1-year deal and see how it turned out, especially drafting Michael Penix. So, for Atlanta fans, I know it's tough to see, especially the way they've been playing these last couple weeks. He hasn't even thrown a touchdown. He's thrown like 8 picks. It's crazy how bad he's playing. But yeah, you're stuck with him at least for a couple years, especially the way after he's playing, because nobody's going to want to trade for that. Jumping to the Saints and the Giants again, both teams. I don't know what the Giants are doing. They're horrendous. Obviously, it's going to be quarterback heavy in the draft for them. That's the direction they're going to have to go. If they don't take a quarterback, I think you ship this team off to wherever if they don't take a quarterback. Because I have seen rumors where they're not going to take one. But in my opinion, I think you have to. Just to pretty much save the franchise in a sense. Because at one point in time, the New York Giants was a really good football team. So the Saints, they just have a lot of injuries. I mean, Derek Carr getting hurt. They're down bad right now. So started off the season super hot. Won a couple games with him coming back. And now they're right back into the same position they're in. So if I'm the Saints, probably same thing. Probably going to draft a quarterback. Just for future purposes. Again, Saints, one point in time, really good football team. You don't want to have a decline and have to go seasons of what they're having right now. Jumping to the Panthers and the Eagles, again, controversy with the Eagles. There were rumors spiraling around about Jalen Hurts and his receivers, and they can't throw the ball. Based off what I've seen, it's not as bad as people think. It's the run game. I mean, if you can't stop Saquon, then it doesn't. In my opinion, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I get you're going to have to throw the ball, but the pass game has been frustrating for Philly for sure. You have highly talented players on your team, and A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. So the last thing you want is for them to get frustrated and start talking. That's the last thing you want. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but in today's age, you have no idea what these people are going to do. I mean, in just the slightest little bit of adversity, they run away. But again, the Panthers, they're a few things away. I'd say they're just a few offensive players and key defensive players from being a solid football team. Bryce Young, since beginning benched, has been a lot better. A lot better. You can tell his confidence is there. He just doesn't really have anybody to throw the ball to. Xavier Leggett dropped a wide open touchdown pass, and you can't have that. But he's a rookie. He'll learn from it. I think you kind of have to get him the ball so he doesn't lose his confidence. You just got to, as the leader of the Panthers or whoever that may be, Bryce or whoever that may be, just got to go talk to him. Hey man, it's okay. It happens. You got to live from it. You got to learn from it. Browns, Steelers. Again, Steelers are a really good football team. I've said it once and I'll say it again. This is the same Russell Wilson that won the Super Bowl in Seattle. Very good defense, a capable offense. They're not making mistakes. They're winning convincingly for the most part. They're leaning on their defense. The defense has just got to stay healthy. And Russell Wilson cannot make mistakes. But they're playing very good football. So I would not be shocked if they made a run. Again, with the Browns, I don't really know what you do if you're Cleveland. Obviously, I think you got to go quarterback. I would keep Jameis just for the simple fact of his leadership and how he can corral that team behind him and how they do get ready to play for him. I know he says some crazy, outlandish things week to week and every week. But that's the kind of man that you want on your team. That's somebody that you will play for. So, personally, maybe give him a shot. I'm not really. If you don't like who you see, you can roll with him. I've seen rumors that they're going to bring Deshaun Watson back. Think they kind of have to. It's a lot of money. Nobody probably wants to deal with all the drama that he's going to bring and everything that's happened in the past. Nobody's going to want that. The Raiders and the Bucks. Again, Raiders down pretty bad. Their whole team, aside from Brock Bowers and a few other, they're a really good football team. They just need a quarterback, and they have some. Brock Bowers has been a monster, so that was a great pickup for them. I couldn't imagine what he would be doing on a very good football team, considering what he's dealing with the Raiders, with the quarterback carousel that they've had all year long. The Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield's playing very good. Now he's got Mike Evans back. They're running the ball with the three-head monster that they have. They are a very good football team. The injuries kind of put them down in the hole a little bit, but I still think they're going to make a playoff run. I think they're going to upset some teams. Mike Evans is back now. They're, like I said, with the three running backs they have, it's kind of hard to prepare when you have three running backs that are kind of all about the same. So look out for the Bucks in the playoffs. Seattle and the Cardinals. I'm not sure what's happening in Arizona. I really don't. Either they're really good or they're really bad. There's no middle. There's no middle with Arizona. I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know if it's Kyler. I don't know if it's their play calling. Not sure what's happening in Arizona, but they have a big decision to make whether they're going to keep Kyler Murray or not. And based off what I've seen, I can't really say if it's all him. I'm not 100% sure. It's like I said, they're either really good or they're really bad. I'm not. They have a rookie that's really good and they can't get him the ball. So I'm not. I don't know what's happening there. The Bills and the Rams. Obviously, this was probably the best game of the weekend. It was pretty much a shootout. 42-44 Rams. When the Rams are healthy, They are a very good football team with Puka and Cooper Kupp. They are a very good football team. It's just kind of hard. It was hard to stop either one, to be honest. The Rams just slightly had the edge. But Josh Allen is playing MVP level football right now. So you got to take your hat off to him. You could look at it, they lost to the 7-6 Rams. You can look at it from that perspective, or you can look at it, they got beat by a very good Rams offense. And their defense is not to the caliber it used to be, but it is. You can see the flashes of what it can be. I think the Bills, in my opinion, they're just missing something. And I can't quite put my finger on what they're missing, and I'm not really sure what it is. So if you know what that is, please feel free to leave a comment. I can't quite put my finger on it. I feel like personally, I just really don't know what it is. But they're missing something. But I won't stray too far into that. The 49ers and the Bears, I have no idea what's going on with the Bears either. I think that it was all the hype of what they should have been, and this is what they are. I kind of think that that's the problem. Is there was a lot of expectations for Chicago to make the playoffs. They were going to be this, they were going to be that, and they're 4-9. They can't win games. They're just can't get anything going. They're losing in just the worst ways. It's either close or they're getting blowed out. They just can't find a way to win or stop anybody at this point. They got beat up by a banged up 49ers team. And they got blowed out. So if they're the Bears, I really don't know what you do from this standpoint. Obviously, they fired their coach. I think you got to start on the offensive line. You got to give Caleb Williams some help. You got to get him protected because if not, he's not going to last long in Chicago. He'll get hurt, and then we're going to be Chicago fans are going to be right back where they were. Well, this guy's a bust. This guy's this guy's that. He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, and I feel bad for Caleb Williams because he was supposed to be the savior, the promise, take me to the promised land for Chicago, and we're right back to square one. As far as the 49ers go, I don't want to spoil next week's episode, but the 49ers are down bad. I don't know what's happening. Obviously, well, we know what's happening. It's the injuries. I think it's the locker room. I'm not sure what's happening in San Francisco. I think their playoff window is pretty much shut. Just because of injuries, I mean, I could be wrong. But it's just the injuries that are piled up there. They're going to have to start a rookie running back now. I'm not really sure what the 49ers just got to hope that they can salvage a season. Chiefs Chargers, again, Chiefs win off of a field goal. All jokes aside, the Chiefs are finding ways to win no matter how you want to look at it. It is showing that through adversity they can win games, so you do like to see that, especially in stressful situations, that somehow or another they're winning games. It's crazy to sit there and watch because it's just like, man, how are they gonna win this week? What's it gonna be this week? Is it gonna be a Hail Mary? What's it gonna be? I mean, it was a doink off of the upright to seal the game. Like, you can't make this kind of stuff up. It kind of makes it looks like it's scripted in a sense. especially if you'll go watch some of these games and how they won. But the Chargers, they surprised me. I will say that considering what they have on paper, offensively, on all aspects, I didn't think they were going to be a very good football team, and they're a potentially playoff team. So, I mean, they're 8-5, so doing a lot better than some teams. So, yeah, I'm surprised about the Chargers. I don't know about anybody else. Thought they were going to be a very bad football team, but that just goes to show maybe it is Harbaugh. Maybe that's what they needed was a coach. Wrapping it up with Monday's game, we had the Bengals and the Cowboys. We all know. Well, I don't know if everybody knows. I'm sure everybody knows by now. Joe Burrow's house got broke into during the game. He addressed it. It's crazy to think that you have to. Well, everybody has to worry that you have to worry about your house getting broke into. But like he said, your stuff is public now. Like everybody probably knows where you live now. There is no privacy now. This day and age, everybody has cameras, everybody has social media, everybody has seen it. In my opinion, if I was a professional athlete, like Tua said in his little press conference that he has armed security guards, and I feel like with the amount of money that you have, maybe you need that. Obviously, this isn't stopping anybody. He's not the first one, nor will he probably be the last. I hope it is. Knock on wood, I don't want to see anybody, they're just like everybody else. They've worked hard to be in the position that they are, and you hate to see somebody try to, ruin, get in their head, especially, I'm sure it was a stressful situation because you don't know what's happening. You don't know what was took. You don't know what happened, any damages. Did they do this? Did they do that? Were they in your house? I don't, you don't know. But let's get back to the game. I don't want to ramble too much on that. Again, the Bengals they won. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done. It was a crazy way it ended. The Cowboys should have won the game, but muffed the kickoff. I guess that's football if you want to put it like that. It's kind of like watching the Chiefs play. It's just somehow crazy things happen. The Cowboys can't catch a break. I think the Cowboys have to sit down and have a long, hard conversation about what they need to do for the future. The Bengals, it's simple. Defense. The offense is there. I mean, Chase had 177 yards. Joe Burrow had 370. But I think they have a pretty solid running back in Dallas with Rico Dowdle. I think you continue to roll with him. He's shown that he can be your guy. They have the talent. Obviously, they just paid CeeDee Lamb, so defensively they're getting back healthy. I think it's more internal than it is your team wise. Obviously, you're stuck with Dak. You paid him all this money, so you're stuck with him. I think you look at it from the internal aspect and just kind of go from there and see what's happening. So let's jump into week 15. I'll go through these pretty quick. Obviously, won't be all of them. We have a double-header Monday. We'll just jump into it. We'll skip Thursday because we're dropping this late. The Rams won that game 12-6. Obviously, the controversy with Devondre Campbell and everything happened in that situation, him walking off the field. In my opinion, he's done. I'm cutting him. I don't care. He's no longer welcome on my team. You left us in the time of need. obviously we don't know the circumstances, but for you to do that, you're done. I don't, unless it was something serious. Like I said, I don't know. Not making acquisitions, I don't know. But for you to do that, you're out of here. We got the Chiefs and the Browns. I think the Chiefs should win that one pretty convincingly, to be honest. I mean, it is football, but I think this is going to be probably what they've been talking about in Arrowhead is they want, or sorry, what Mahomes and them have been wanting are blowouts. This could be potentially one of them. So I'm going to lean Chiefs here. Bengals Titans. Going to lean the Bengals. I think there is still a chance for the Bengals to make a run. I don't know if that window is completely shut. I don't really know how all that stuff works. I know they need a lot of help. They just got to continue to win games. I'm going to go Bengals there. Commanders Saints. The Commanders should be able to win this one convincingly. New Orleans is banged up. They're starting a quarterback that has played some, not a whole lot. Moline Commanders there. Ravens, Giants. Ravens should be a blowout win. That game shouldn't even be close. Cowboys, Panthers. I'm gonna lean Panthers. I think they're gonna upset the Cowboys. Well, not even an upset. They're actually favored in this game. So I'm gonna lean the Panthers. I think that they're due for a win. They've had a lot of close games. They're due for a win. So I'm gonna lean Panthers there. Dolphins, Texans. I'm gonna lean Dolphins there. Again, Dolphins are playing for something. They're playing for that playoff spot. They gotta win games. I'm gonna lean Dolphins there. Bills Lions. This is a potential Super Bowl matchup right here with the Bills and the Lions. I'm gonna have to roll with the Lions. Until they can be knocked off the mountain, they are at the top. It is what it is. As long as their defense is healthy and they can slow down Josh Allen and that Bills offense, I think they're going to be just fine. It's at home, so I'm going to roll Lions there. Pittsburgh, the Steelers, and the Eagles. I'm going to roll Pittsburgh here. Again, it's the Eagles' passing offense. They're going to have to score points to beat the Steelers, and their pass game is atrocious. So Steelers have been winning games. They found ways to win. I'm going to roll Steelers there. Bucks, Chargers. Like I said, for the Bucks to make the playoffs, they gotta win games. I'm going to roll with the Bucks here. They got Mike Evans back now, so I'm going to roll Bucks there. Green Bay and Seattle. I'm going to roll Packers here. I feel like the Packers are just going to be a little bit too much for Seattle. I like Seattle. I just feel like Green Bay is going to pull off the win there. Monday night we got a doubleheader. Bears, Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to blow out the Bears. I don't think it shouldn't even be close, to be 100% honest with you. I think that could be a potential blowout. I'm rolling the Vikings there. And to wrap up the games, we have the Falcons and the Raiders. Nobody's probably going to watch that game, to be honest. Everybody's probably going to be watching the Bears-Vikings, unless the Vikings are blowing them out. Honestly, I don't really know who to take between the Falcons and the Raiders. Probably just flip a coin. I'll probably roll Falcons. They're a little bit better of a football team on paper. I mean, that's hard to say because Kirk's thrown a lot of interceptions and not a lot of touchdowns these last couple weeks. But I'm going to roll Falcons. He needs to have a bounce-back game. That's pretty much going to wrap up this episode of the NFL. Again, we recorded our first live. That should be dropping in the next couple weeks. I'll have to get with Tavius on that. For our reflection episode, it went very well. We watched over it. We've kind of edited it a little bit. We've had some bloopers. You know, it was our first recording, so it was kind of all over the place at first. You'll see some of that stuff on TikTok. We just want to say thank you to everybody that listens, all the TikTok followers, all the Facebook, YouTube, whatever you're listening to this on. We do want to say thank you, and we will see y'all next time.